Part 50 chicken coop build. I got my end wall is screwed together and ground down. So now I've got my piece of plywood that's going to cover that up, and this is a 22.5-degree angle on the top. Long side is 16 3/4. Short side is 11.5. Width is 12 7/8. And then I use that for a pattern to cut out another one out of plywood. And then I just happen to have these sitting around, so I'm going to use them instead of plywood for my center partitions. And then I'm going to line this up flush with the top like that. And then I'm going to take a spacer, 1.5 inches, and I'm going to make sure that there's 1.5 inches space between this and the back wall. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's a wall that's going right here. So I don't want that plywood to interfere with that. And then on the front, I have a little bit over 1.5 inches because I have a door that's going in here that's got a piece of plywood on it. If I don't cut this back a little bit, I'd have to notch this out where that plywood sits from the door. So this is kind of a one and done deal. And then the bottom part, this will have probably a piece of, I'm probably going to build a bottom for this, even though it's a little different design, and then have a piece of plywood on the bottom and drop my FRP on top of that. Okay, so that's how that goes together. So we're nice and flush with the top. Doing good. Get some staples in there. And I found this is a little bit easier to do when you're outside the box, because once you get the box all framed up, it's a lot more difficult. And apparently my stapler doesn't like me. And part of the reason that stapler's skipping out is because these are getting loose right here. So it's skipping off of the head there. All right, everything's nice and flush. Now, if I wanted to, I could also place a piece of FRP on here. I don't really think it's necessary, so I'm gonna skip that step. I may do it later, who knows. But for the meantime, that's your end wall. Build another one, mirror image of it. Make sure you make mirror images. That is kind of a problem at this stage. After you get tired and you start forgetting what you're doing, you'll tend to get things screwed up and you'll set something the wrong way. And next thing you know, it's backwards. And then you have to take it all apart. So we'll get this guy flipped over, get those ground down, and make one just like that.